Yes. Yes. This morning we are going to say yes to life. And we're going to say it loudly. And we're going to celebrate ourselves. And we're going to begin by my saying to you, thank you in celebration for last weekend. That was truly an amazing time for this community, and certainly for me and for anyone that would listen to me this last week. And I want us to take time to celebrate what happened here last weekend, commonly called Hop Cough. Most of us may never remember that again. Some of us may remember it the rest of our lives. But it was the experience that I would like to celebrate. Very often what happens in a time that we had last weekend where we've spent literally all day Saturday here, and then we came back Sunday, it's a time when there's a chance for us to celebrate the magnitude of what this community did and does. However, what happens when you have an investment like that of emotion and time, and I don't know about you, but I was thoroughly exhausted by Monday, we say, yeah, okay, we did it. Wasn't that great? Or, for those that didn't find it great at all, the point is, I'm always asking you to come with me in celebration of this community. Whether you agree with the proceedings last week or how it was handled or what came out of it, the celebration was in the very essence of life and love that showed up. And it shows up all the time in this community. It shows up whenever we show up with that spirit of celebration. So I want to take the time to really have it sink in, to celebrate yourselves as a community and as individuals. It's incredibly important. How often maybe have you received an award, and as soon as you were handed the certificate, and everyone did the clapping, you sat down and it was done. And you filed it someplace back in here. Wasn't that nice? They all clapped. They thought it was great. Did you clap? Did you celebrate yourself? I don't think we do enough celebrating of ourselves. Oh, we'll take a bow now and then, or we'll take the compliment and then we'll file it, or we'll play the game of hiding our light under a bushel. That's not what celebration is about. The word celebrate means to honor and to bless. It isn't something that you do outside of yourself, you do it within yourself. And when you go around in life in a celebration consciousness, you are saying to yourself, I celebrate myself as the expression, individualized, of the universe working in and through me. Very often we'll go to a party and we'll say, oh, I'm so looking forward to that party. Are you celebrating within yourself as you go to the party? Or are you looking forward to the party increasing your level of celebration? You see the difference? It's very, very distinct. Often we will say, oh, I have so much to look forward to. And then other times we'll say, boy, I'm dry. I got nothing to look forward to. Yes, you do. You have yourself to celebrate. You are the forward looking within. And we don't necessarily walk around that way. We walk around thinking we have to build a calendar of expectations of things to do, people to see, and places to go to keep us motivated, to keep us happy. No, it's just the opposite. When you function from a level of celebrating who you are, an individualized expression of the divine, and you take that with you out into the world, that's what you're honoring, that's what you're celebrating, and that's what you're bringing to the party. And you're not expecting the party to bring it to you. Big difference. Are we looking outside ourselves to celebrate? Or do we understand that we truly are the celebration? And oh, by the way, we are in charge of our own celebrations. Oh, you mean nobody's going to throw me a party? No, you're the party. Throw your own party. Be your own party. And what I'm saying by that is not some obnoxious way of smacking yourself on the shoulder or saying, ain't I grand? I'm saying a quiet understanding of the expression of the divine that you are, and taking that precious understanding, holding it, and celebrating it with every cell of your being. Think about that and how you walk around with celebrating yourself. And there are going to be days when you say, I have nothing to celebrate. And I'm coming back at you again in a loud voice. Yes, you do. Yourself. Celebrate yourself. Now, I like this phrase, and Kay would use this Bible reference, which is also used in the book that I'm utilizing this morning. It's another Butterworth book. It's a goodie, Celebrate Yourself, which is where the little picture comes from. These are pithy little essays that you don't necessarily read back to back, and the first essay happens to be called Celebrate Yourself. And the Bible verse is Luke 12, chapter 12, verse 32. And it has been said, when the ties that bind the mind are broken, and a person is introduced to his real self that has no limitations, the bells of heaven will ring for joy. This is what Jesus had in mind when he said, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. As the universe rushes and streams into you from all sides, it's a veritable cosmic celebration of ecstasy. It could be said, and should be, that you are the universe celebrating itself as you. You are the universe celebrating itself as you. How joyful. Do you hear the bells of heaven ringing in your own hearts, in your own minds? Now for a moment, just to bring it home and personal, I'd like you for just a moment to feel the pulse running through your hands. Can you touch that? Can you feel that? Or feel the pulse on your wrist? And then feel the breath. That's the universe coursing through your veins. That's creativity. That, my friends, is celebration. That is life. And we say yes to life. Do not take life for granted. And if you feel in a given day that you may be doing that, or that you just can't quite get into the whole celebration mode, you put your fingers on your pulse, or here, and you feel the breath, and you say, yes, I am life. I am divine. And it will bring it right up close and personal. Let's talk a little bit about what Fillmore calls a journey in jubilance. And when I first read that, I thought, okay, here we go, Charles Fillmore, who was one of our co-founders. He said that life for each of us should be a journey in jubilance. This implies a willingness to let life be a constant experience of celebration. This implies that we let life be a constant celebration. Wow. But who's doing the letting? We are. Who's not doing the letting? We are. It's up to us. If we choose to celebrate, it's up to us to celebrate. What are the things that you celebrate in your life? Last weekend, I saw a community that was connected, that was so willing and committed, that showed up for the work that had to be done. And not easy work, not easy work. That was life expressing itself through each of you individually, but through this community as a whole. It is huge. And I celebrate you, and I hope that you can celebrate yourselves. There are some people who said to me, okay, that was great. We got that done. Now, where's the roadmap for the future? When are we hiring a senior minister? Come on, let's get on with this. And I say to them, and I will say to you, hold up a minute. Hold up a minute and celebrate what was done. And don't let those precious minutes go by without that acknowledgement and that celebration. The questions will come, the roadmap will come, the way is there. You know why? Because you're here. Because you are the celebration, and you understood that, especially last weekend, or you would never have chosen to be here on a glorious fall day, all day. And you did. And you are. And you're here this morning. It's magnificent, and it really, I say, demands a celebration. Now, the thing about celebrating is one of those things where Butterworth will say, not only are you the universe celebrating through yourself, but you can't ever get away from yourself. Wherever we go, our self goes with us. So why not celebrate as we go, as opposed to living life as a dirge? Those are some of his words. And also Thomas Carlyle, who says, every day that is born into the world comes like a burst of music and rings the whole day through. And you make of it a dance, a dirge, or a life march, as you will. You think on those things, how are you making your day? Are you celebrating your day? Are you celebrating yourself? When we celebrate, we're not a laughing spectator. You're an involved participant. Oh, what say you? An involved participant. Yeah, you're an involved participant because when you celebrate, you're a cosmic channel of the divine force. So when you are celebrating who you are also celebrating and sharing your divinity. And if we're walking around with our chin on the ground, and we may have every righteous reason for the chin on the ground, but when you do that, there's no celebration, there's no honoring of life, either for yourself or for those folks that you come in contact with. See, we have a connection. We talk about this. We also have in that connection a responsibility and accountability. I don't feel like talking to her today. I just don't feel like talking. Fine. Now you really have put your own toxicity into my consciousness, if I allow it. No, I didn't mean to do that. No, we don't mean to do it. This is a spiritual law I'm expressing to you, this celebration consciousness. Do you have a consciousness of celebration? Do you realize how you share and connect your consciousness? These are rhetorical questions, obviously, but I'd like you to chew on them and munch on them as you go through. There's a quick little story in here that I wanted to also bring up, providing I can find it. It's about a rooster, but here we go. This is a creative meaning to the word celebration by Edmund Rostand. He tells the poignant story of a rooster who crowed lustily every morning at sunrise, who actually thought it was his crowing that caused the sun to rise. It gave him a sense of significance. His life mattered. One morning he overslept. He rushed to his post atop the henhouse, only to find that the sun had already risen without him. His dream world collapsed as he realized his self-delusion, but then to his mind came a great thought, equal to the wisdom of a sage. It may be that my crowing does not cause the sun to rise, but I can still awake to celebrate its rising. Yes, we can still awake and celebrate the rising and the knowing the divinity within ourselves. Sometimes we're not careful with our loving and using love in celebration. And what do I mean by that? Love is the greatest celebration. It's the great heart of the universe streaming into and through you, and your willingness to let that love shine. When you really understand what love is, you find that by loving, you ennoble yourself and you are in tune with the cosmic flow. Lastly, I wanted to also say in this poem, We're in charge of our celebrations just as we are in charge of our lives. And this is a very simple poem called I'm in Charge of Celebrations. Every day I celebrate the rising of the sun. I answer the cardinals pretty with my own shout of joy. I celebrate little triumphs, connections, friends, even good weather. I celebrate having my own home, my backyard sanctuary. I celebrate the truck that takes me to work. I celebrate a job where I'm making a difference. I celebrate coming home to the arms of love. I celebrate the sun, the dusk, the purple fingers of the night, and the stars that deck the sky. Every day I celebrate. The point here is, it's your choice. What do you celebrate? And are you celebrating yourselves? Be conscious of the good in your life. Become conscious of it. 99% of our lives are good. It's that 1% we have a tendency to focus on that ain't so pretty. Become aware of the goodness in your life and focus on the good in your life. Praise the good in your life. Don't just say, aren't I lucky? I am whole, I am perfect. I am a child of God, and tell anyone and everyone you know by modeling that understanding. Share your good with others, your time, your talent, and your treasure, and do it with heart. Do it in celebration. And look for the good in everything. In everything, look for the good. These are elements of celebration, of celebrating yourself. And when you take those elements and you work with them and you say to yourself, I know, I am a divine expression of the universe expressing through me, and bring that in celebration to life, not expecting celebrations, as in people or parties, to bring it to you. It's ours to bring to the universe and to bring to ourselves. Begin your day, every day, I'm celebrating, in a celebration consciousness. Within you is the unborn possibility of limitless life, and yours is the joyous privilege of giving birth to it. Let the child of your great potential be born. Happy birthday. The universe is celebrating you. Celebrate yourself. God bless you.